So, in order to keep your good relation to Allah Subhanahu wa Taala, you have to, inshallah, doing good to mankind. Wahablum minan nas. So that's why, inshallah, one of the things we try to train or we try to guide the youth is by doing social work. So in the social work, one of the thing that we are doing also, inshallah, preaching to the non-Muslim. Alhamdulillah. So the simplest way we are doing, like in Dublin, Ireland, we just came back from. Not came back. We just came from. We just came from Ireland because we did some, alhamdulillah, dakwah work there also. We gather the youth there, and the thing that we are doing for the non-Muslim is actually distributing translation Al-Quran. Translated Al-Quran we're giving free to all the people, and we are, inshallah, in near future we are, inshallah, planning to distribute at least in Japan at least 5,000 of Al-Quran's copy to the people freely.
In Dublin, did you give to Muslim? No?
Yeah, alhamdulillah. In Dublin, even in Egypt, we are giving free Al-Quran, but to Muslims. In Egypt, because there are a lot of Muslims, so we are giving free Al-Quran, but no translation because they know Arabic. But in Dublin, we are distributing English translation.
To the Muslims or non-Muslims?
Not to the non-Muslims. In Dublin, in New Zealand, in Australia, we are giving free Quran English translation to the people freely. Just like, and also one of the things that we are doing, we did business. Alhamdulillah, we are doing business. Alhamdulillah. So one of the things we are guiding the youth is doing businesses, so that we can support dakwah these businesses, inshallah ta'ala. So overall, that is what we are doing. Alhamdulillah, all over the world. You can see my fund picture. If you go to IGs or Facebook or TikTok, also we have my fund. Actually, my stands for Malaysia. Actually, but globally we will say that this our fund. My is actually the acronym for Malaysia. So in my fund action, this roughly we are doing, alhamdulillah. So like, alhamdulillah, what you are doing, from what I heard from Sister Sada, you are also, alhamdulillah, doing preaching, outreach the non-Muslim in your da'wah. So that is one of the things that, alhamdulillah, we are also doing. And now, because in Japan we have 8 centers doing da'wah, and alhamdulillah, even though our main focus is not actually to the non-Muslim, our main focus is actually developing the Muslim youth. This is the most of our work, our da'wah work. But like what I said, how you want to train the Muslim youth to know their responsibilities to their deen, one of the things is do da'wah to the non-Muslim. It's only for us, it is a must to do, just because we want to train. So this is not our main focus in doing da'wah. Because for us, in Malaysia, theoretically, Muslims consist 61% of the population. But can you believe that in the research done by JAKIM is an Islamic institution, the main Islamic institution of it is what they call being managed by federal, because every single province in Malaysia there are also Islamic institution managing zakat and all that. But research by JAKIM is managed federal by the federal government. So research in JAKIM said that those who perform solat in Malaysia, those who perform solat in Malaysia, it's not even 10% of all the Muslims. And those who go to masjid and perform solat collectively, Jama'ah.
Except Jummah.
Yeah, except Jummah, of course. I'm telling you, just daily solat, who go to masjid and perform solat in masjid, is less than 3% of all Muslims. So can you imagine, because dakwah nowadays, the dakwah who really needs dakwah is actually the Muslim. That's why this is what we trust, what we believe. So that's what we are focusing on Muslim first. So outreaching to the non-Muslim is actually part of the guidance we are giving to the youth, inshallah, wherever we are. So just happened in Japan when we do outreach dakwah to the non-Muslim. There are a lot of good response towards the dakwah, and we are managing in our 8 centers, dakwah centers in Japan, collaborating with a masjid there in Japan. Now we are managing not less than 400 newly revert. Alhamdulillah, we are now guiding them to be a good Muslim, teaching them how to salah. So that's why we try to collaborate with, in Malaysia there are PERKIM. PERKIM is the government body which manage dakwah to non-Muslim. PERKIM. This is in Malay. If I explain, you won't understand. But this is the government body that are managing dakwah to those who revert to Islam. Then they will be inshallah managed by PERKIM. This is government-owned NGOs. But once again, it is managed federally. Government federal own this NGO. So they teach. They have their own module on how to guide the Muslim newly revert to practice Islam accordingly to their understanding. So we are collaborating with PERKIM to seek their module, but we will modify the module accordingly to the situation and condition in every place. Like in Japan, slightly different. In Korea, we have also dakwah center in Korea. We have 2 now, alhamdulillah, in Korea. In Australia, we have only 1 because we just sent one of the volunteers to Sydney. So he managed to do, alhamdulillah, some dakwah work in Sydney. So we will try our best to maybe inshallah in the near future we are opening one dakwah center in. We don't call it dakwah center. Once again, we call it MYDC, means even though My Fund Action Dakwah Center, but to the public we will say My Fund Action Youth Development Center. So the sound of it make everybody happy, because dakwah center will only make Muslim happy, but Youth Development Center will make everybody happy, because the youth really needs to be developed.
So you use the date interchangeably.
Yeah. For Muslim, I will say that actually my disease means My Fund Action Youth Dakwah Center. But to the public, to the government, we work closely with the government. Alhamdulillah, with Allah Subhanahu Wa Taala blessing, we received 2 awards from New Zealand government, because we are the first Muslim NGO that work closely to the New Zealand government and do good things to the public in New Zealand. Alhamdulillah, we are happy for that. Alhamdulillah. In Egypt also, we work closely to the government. Like last Ramadan, alhamdulillah, we were able to distribute more than 5,000 like the needed things to the orphanage with the support of government and Al-Azhar University. Brother Amjad here is doing his master in Al-Azhar in Tafsir. So alhamdulillah, we work closely with Al-Azhar and the Egypt government. Work closely doesn't mean we support or not. Don't ask us whether we support the government or not. Don't ask us. We just work closely with them. Alhamdulillah. So in Australia, we are having some problem because recently the Muslim community in Australia, they summon the government because the government support Israel. The Muslim community there summon the government, so the relation between Muslim and Australian government is not so well. So we are having some problem. We try to invite the governor of Sydney to come to our program. He refused to come because of the situation. But please make dua. We will try to approach him again, so that inshallah, it seems like he supported the Muslim work. But for the time being, we still fail to do that. But we will keep on trying. We want to show to the world, Muslim are doing nothing harm. We don't want to hurt anybody. We just want to do kindness to all the people. Like I've said, Hablum min Allah. As a Muslim, we have to have a great relation to Allah Subhanahu Wa Taala. We have to build iman and taqwa in our heart. But at the same time, we will keep a very good relation to the humankind, especially, of course, to the Muslim. So, this is the simple explanation of my foundation. Is there any question you want to ask? To the non-Muslim, that is what we are doing. We are trying to do. We want to take the module from Pekin because they have a lot of experience. They have do this dakwah to the newly revert for more than 50 years, but only in Malaysia. So that's why there are some things like reciting Al-Quran. Maybe in Malaysia, the non-Muslim there, they have what they call like they have heard the recitement of Al-Quran and all that. But in New Zealand, in Australia, they do not know Arabic at all. So maybe in teaching how to recite Al-Quran, we use a different strategy in Australia, in New Zealand, in Korea also, in Japan. That's why we have to modify a little bit the approach that have been used by Pekim in dakwah to non-Muslim. And not non-Muslim, actually this one who revert to Muslim, to Islam. So we have to modify it a little bit. We have to accordingly to the need of the people where we are doing the dawah. Allah Allah.
What are you doing for the youth exactly?
Pardon?
This dawah part, it is easy to understand, but for the youth part, what are you, for Muslim youth, what are you doing?
Youth part?
Yes, youth.
Okay. Usually for Muslim, because that is our core business. For Muslim, we will have weekly session. So meeting, whereby in that session, firstly we try to instill and develop the understanding of Islam. Because like I said, Muslim youth nowadays need Islam more compared to the non-Muslim needs Islam. We are the one, because a lot of us, like what I've been said by Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, I'm very sorry, this is what I've been said by Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, and this is the true meaning of the ayah. In verse 49, chapter 49, verse 30. Qalatil a'udzu billahi samil alim minasyaitonir rajim. Qalatil a'rabu amanna. 14. The Arab people proclaim themselves amanna, as those who have believed. Kullam tu'minu walakin kulu aslam. Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala said, don't ever claim yourself as believers because you are just only Muslim. Walamma yadkhulul iman fi qulubikum, because iman is not being instilled. Taqwa is not being instilled in your heart. Because instilling iman and taqwa, you have to develop. Wa kunu rabbaniyin bima kuntum tu'allimuna al-kitab wa bima kuntum tadrusun. So this is our main business. We try to gather the youth, instill them, develop them with the understanding of Islam. How to practice Islam. When I discuss with a Muslim in Japan, what is your biggest challenges in doing da'wah in Japan? Only one thing. When we promise to come at 10 o'clock, we come at 5 minutes or 10:15. And yet the kafir who wants to know about Islam, they will come at 9:50 or 9:55. Can you imagine? So this is the attitude. Because punctuality is very important. Punctuality is very important. Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala cursed 19 times with time. Wal as, wal duha, wal layl, wal nahar. Why? We as Muslims have to be very, very concerned about time. Don't waste your time. Why? Because if you waste even 1 minute, even 1 second, innal insana lafi khusr. Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala stressed twice there. Inna, that is a tawqid. In Arabic we call it tawqid. Inna Inside la there is la li tawkid. La fi khusr. So the stress of from Allah Subhanahu wa Taala, we should concern very much about what have been said by Allah. So that's why, once again, we try our best. Please make doa. So we are trying our best to conduct meetings, weekly meetings, to develop and instill the understanding on how to practice Islam practically. Because now, inshallah, we know there's a lot of institutions that offer people to know Islam. Alhamdulillah, a lot of institutions. In Al-Azhar alone, every year, they manage to graduate at least how many thousand per year?
Malaysians only 600.
No. All over the student in Al-Azhar. More than 6,000, 5,000 yearly Islamic scholars. But when they came back to their country, nothing happened. The condition of Islam still is not improved from time to time, but getting worse and worse. Still, people, like the youth especially, they know K-pop singers compared to the companions of Rasulullah SAW. When we ask them, who is the 10 companions that have been promised by Allah Subhanahu wa Taala to enter Jannah without any hisab, they cannot even. Maybe they can, insyaAllah, some of them can mention maybe 4. Abu Bakar As-Siddiq, radiyallahu anhu, Umar ibn Khattab, radiyallahu anhu, Uthman bin Affan, radiyallahu anhu, and Ali bin Abi Talib, radiyallahu anhu. But where are the 6? They cannot mention even one. So this is the problem that we are facing. Actually, our experience is in Malaysia, but then when we go to New Zealand, for instance, one of the challenges that being faced by Muslims there is to preserve the akidah of their second and third generation, because the second and third generation tend to convert into kufar because they do not know Islam at all. One of our friend in Japan, he has 3 sons. The first one just happened that he teach the first one the mother tongue in Malay. He's a Malay. He's from Malaysia. So he taught his first son with Malay language. His wife is Japanese. So the son talk to him, communicate with him in Malay. So Alhamdulillah, this son, the akidah, he's still Muslim, Alhamdulillah, until now. The second son, he 50-50, 50 in Malay and 50 in Japanese. So this son is still, Alhamdulillah, Muslim, but ding dong in doing solah. Maybe from 5 solah, he will do only 3, perform only 3, 2 he will have, especially Fajar. The third son, 100% communicate in Japanese. Murtad already. He was questioning his father. He said, why we should be a Muslim? Because the Japanese are not Muslim, but they are very kind, they are very trustworthy, they keep their promise, everything. And yet, the Muslim claim to be Muslim, and their akhlaq, their attitude are very bad. That is what has been said by his third son. So his third son might be atheist.
His mother is Muslim?
Alhamdulillah, Japanese, Muslimah. Alhamdulillah. So that's the reason why he did da'wah, to preserve his family. But still, the third son, up until now, I just communicate with him because we went to Egypt. We were 3 days in Egypt, 4 days in Dublin, and 5 days in Turkey. I'm going back tomorrow because I have another, inshallah, with Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala blessing, I have to go to Nigeria. We have some da'wah work there. All this while we are doing business in Nigeria, but then inshallah we will seek another opportunity to further opportunities to do social work there, inshallah. That's why I'm going to Nigeria to see what's the opportunity there. So if you ask about the Muslim, this is what we do, brother. We gather the Muslim who wants. We cannot force this thing. So, like in Malaysia, we go to the school, we go to the before you from school to universities. There's a what you have to go through what we call matrix or foundation. So we go also there. So we try to invite the youth. So how to attract them to come to Islam? So we offer them to do social work. We offer them to do business. This is only the reason to attract them, so that inshallah they would like to follow the program we are doing. Actually, our main business is when we can gather them, we offer them to be inshallah developed with Islamic values. That is what we are doing, inshallah, our main focus.
Is there anything that you guys are doing in the field of education? Because the main reason behind so many Muslims being away from Islam in the second and third generation, it is because the education system since the colonial era, it is used as a factory to brainwash Muslim kids out of Islam. And this is something that Britishers have claimed. They're proud of this. You know, Lord Cromer, he wrote a whole book about how they created a successful education system in Egypt where they are creating de-Islamized Muslims.
Even in Al-Azhar, in Al-Azhar now, there's no jihad subject in jihad. In Al-Azhar, they demolished the jihad subject from the syllabus. Can you imagine? So of course we are trying our best. Even
we need to take back our schools and universities. Taken away from us and everywhere.
Yeah, but in Malaysia we have no problem on that because even though in the government school we have like more than 30 school government sponsored schools whereby they have Tahfizul Quran and all that, even though they learn science. But yeah, I agree with you, we have to also inshallah, because my wife is actually the advisor for education, so we are intending to build up using IB. We are inshallah international baccalaureate, but we add our own module.
But even international baccalaureate, it has elements of postmodernism and gender fluidity.
Yeah. That's why we know about that. So that's why we modified the module. We have our own module. We are inshallah developing the module. So we try our best, and maybe inshallah one day we are intending to buy one big ranch in New Zealand. We will build up an international Islamic full boarding school there, and also in Australia, and we can invite even the kuffar to come, so that they know, because the attraction is actually the IB, but we have our own module. For those who want to enter the school, they have to follow the rules and regulations. So this is, inshallah, please make dua, brother.
You know, Dr. Zakir Naik is in Malaysia and he has a very successful school model.
Dr. Zakir Naik is doing the school. Then Taufik Chowdhury, also doing international school, Islamic international school in Malaysia. But from our point of view, brother, education is one thing, but instilling understanding, that is the most important thing. Because there are a lot of, if you go to Egypt, you see the Al-Azhar student, they're still watching K-pops, they are still playing games, they do not come for their classes, even in Al-Azhar, and yet they are the one who came back to their country and bring the ustaz and ustazah. But once again, we never try to interfere with all that. Our main job is actually fadakir innama anta mudzakir, fadakir inna dzikra tanfa'ul. So we try to invite those who want, and inshallah, if they have iman, they have taqwa, tanfa'ul mu'minin. So it will be beneficial for them, inshallah, if we call for them for Islam, inshallah. Because, just happened that I visited a few countries all over the world. Like in Japan, you will see this one masjid, opposite the masjid, another masjid. They cannot collaborate.
It's the same in UK then.
Yeah. UK also. I went to London.
And these masajids, especially in the UK, they are cultural centers for Bangladeshis and Pakistanis and Indians, but they're not really Islamic spaces.
So they are not practicing Islam. They are practicing their culture in the masajid.
True.
This is very sad to see. This is what really happened But if you keep on discussing this matter, you will be fighting also. So might as well, for those who want to do dakwah, we better do. So that's why we never MYDC. We whenever we go, we set up, we establish MYDC, not masjid. But in MYDC, actually, there's masjid. Like we are buying. Please make doa for us. We are buying one big building in Tokyo, in the center of Tokyo. Alhamdulillah, it will cost us like $4 million. So there are 5 floors. So the first floor we want to establish a restaurant, inshallah, for businesses, and also we have a few businesses, alhamdulillah, in New Zealand. We have cafe, we have restaurant, inshallah ta'ala. Inshallah coming very soon in Egypt, in Jordan. We are opening up
Malaysian
the
food
restaurant. Now we or international.
Indian food.
Western food. But we are collaborating with our Chinese brother in Guangzhou. I just met them. So the next strategies is we want to offer Chinese food. But besides Chinese food, there are also inshallah some special cuisine, like in Malaysia nasi lemak, if you know.
Deng.
Pardon?
Deng.
And then teh tarik, pull tea actually, and then roti canai. So that is what roti canai. Actually is what they call in Bangladesh is called palata.
Paratha.
But in our setup it is called roti canai. So we will use that word.
Let me know if you need an Indian.
So this is the thing we are doing.
Where in Tokyo?
In the center of Tokyo.
The name of the vicinity.
Do you know the place where they cross nearly?
Shibuya.
In 1 minute there are 100.
Yeah, Shibuya.
The near that.
That's the hub and center of
Yeah.
Tokyo.
That's why it will cost us like $4 million.
Mashallah.
So the first one we want to do restaurant, but second and third floor actually masjid. But we will never call it masjid. Otherwise, someone will come and fight with us. So we are only that we highlight the most is the development center, because the masjid will be the development center, inshallah. Da'wah center, and the 5th floor we will inshallah setting up Airbnb. So when people come, they can stay there and eat down, and they can see the activities in the Da'wah center, inshallah, the development center, inshallah. So this is what we are doing, inshallah ta'ala, all over the world. And we would like to, inshallah, maybe we can collaborate in what you are doing. We will try our best to finish the module. Maybe one day we can share the module with you. But the most important thing we would like to invite all of you is actually let us develop ourselves together with the Islamic values. That is the most important thing, I think, what we want to offer to all of you. Besides the social work we are doing, preaching the non-Muslim and all that, the most important thing is actually we as Muslim, we need Islam more compared to everybody else, inshallah. Allah alam, anything else?
If you can share your curriculum, check it.
Actually, the thing that we are doing, because the one who are supervising our module are all from Al Azhar. We are quite careful with those who came from Madinah, because they tend to fight with the society.
Yeah.
So that's why we better choose from Al Azhar. So just happened that we have more than 100 volunteers in Al Azhar. So they are the one who are supervising the module. So our module consists of course, the first thing is Aqidah, your faith, to know Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But not only knowing, the practice of Aqidah. Like, for instance, I'm just giving some example. Like, Qul in kana aba'ukum wa abna'ukum wa ikhwanukum wa azwajukum. So, where you have to love Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and jihad more than abaukum, abnaukum, ikhwanukum. This is the thing that we try to explain and how to implement in your life. Because there are a lot of Muslims saying they cannot be active in da'wah activity because he already has family. That is not. That is not what has been done by Rasulullah SAW. Because Allah Subhanahu Wa Taala said, inna min azwajikum wa auladikum aduwwan lakum. What does it mean by aduwwan lakum? Inna min azwajikum. There are, inshallah, not all, but there are some of your wife and children that are enemy to you. If logical thinking, what does it mean? Because we love our wife, we love our children and all that. But why Allah Subhanahu Wa Taala said they can be our enemy? So this is what Allah Subhanahu Wa Taala mean. Enemy to your iman and taqwa, enemy to your da'wah and jihad. They are the one who be your reason to live da'wah, to live jihad. So that is what Allah Subhanahu Wa Taala mean. This is the thing. We try to relate the ayah of Al-Quran to instill the understanding. So the one of the tafsir that we are using is like Ibn Kathir and Al-Munir by Wahbah Zuhaili, the ulama from Syria, and also like tafsir Al-Maraghi from the ulama. And that is the tafsir we are using. So we try to guide the youth to understand this.
Have you contacted Ibn Khaldun University, because they're also doing a lot of things in the field of education?
Pardon? Contact who?
Ibn Khaldun University. There's a
Ibn Khaldun.
Yeah, Ibn Khaldun. Yeah, they're also doing similar stuff with regards to developing education and alternative curricula.
Wallahu
There's a
a'lam.
lot of research going on there.
Have you contacted Ibn Khaldun? Because we developed this module in Malaysia. So but we'll work closely with the government, of course. Even though don't ask us whether we support the government or not, don't. We are just working closely with them, alhamdulillah, so that they will never like bad what they call like su'uzan to us. So bad assumption about us. So that's why we work closely to the government, and we create our own module accordingly to the need of the youth, actually. So like when you are studying, we emphasize on achieving a good academic achievement. That's why we will, inshallah, we never care whether you want to take whatever course you want to take. It's all up to you. But if you do it for Allah Subhanahu Wa Taala, innama a'malu binniyat, like our brother said, inshallah it will be beneficial for Islam. Like me myself, I'm a medical doctor. I'm a nephrologist professionally, but stop practicing because I'm so rich already. No. Yeah, I stop practicing because I have a lot other work to do. But still, I can use my professionalism to do business. I open up like dialysis center and all that, alhamdulillah. So I can focus on doing da'wah. But still, my business keep on running. I can hire doctors to take care of my dialysis and all that. And we send our volunteers, or those who are taking medics, nurses and all that, but especially those who are taking medicine, to go to Ireland. So that's why we went to Ireland, because previously one of our volunteers took his master degree in cardiovascular in Ireland. Now he will move to Manchester to proceed for his PhD. So inshallah, still the da'wah in Ireland, he will inshallah conduct the da'wah in Ireland also, and UK. So this is the thing we are doing, alhamdulillah. With the supervision of the student in Al-Azhar. So that's why we bring the Azhar student like in Turkey. Let him see himself what is the need of the student in Turkey. So don't do modules that are up to the sky but cannot be practiced in the earth. So this is the thing. So we will invite all the Al-Azhar students to see. Don't think all people are like Al-Azhar students. They understand Islam, they know Islam and all things. No. You have to know the basic. So that's why in Japan, there's one also student in Al-Azhar. He managed the dakwah in Japan. So inshallah, we are sending him to Japan to see the situation and condition there. Inshallah, and to discuss with the other student how to create the module. Inshallah, accordingly to the need.
Do you have any collaboration with Tokyo Mosque?
Yeah, I know Tokyo Mosque. I went to Tokyo Jami from Turkey, but we have no collaboration. But we admire their work. Alhamdulillah, they open up the masjid, because there are some masjid in Japan, they never allow female to come. You cannot enter the masjid, female. So that's why for me, Tokyo Jami doing a very prominent, outstanding work. They let all the people to come to when we perform salah. They will show the non-Muslim how we perform salah, and then the recitement of Al-Quran, very beautiful. Subhanallah. So we will try to adapt the module also, inshallah ta'ala, in our centers. In New Zealand, we already practice the thing. So there's cafe outside our dakwah center. So in the dakwah center, the recitement of Al-Quran. We turn on the recitement, so people come and read. Oh, that's a very beautiful song. What is that? They will come to the set. They try to enjoy the recitement of Al-Quran. So we explain to them. Alhamdulillah. A few, alhamdulillah.
Relating it a bit to economics, like what was the steps you first took as action or as a development center or whatever? Like, what was the first steps besides the coasts? Like, how did you, or do you work with funds, or like, do the students work, or how do you run the businesses? Like, that's, if I can ask.
Yeah, of course you can ask. I will answer, inshallah. Initially, the fund is from me, because I'm a doctor. Being a doctor, alhamdulillah, I'm very rich. They claim to be so, but not in my case. Alhamdulillah, just happened that I'm a doctor. I managed to have some fun, and I contribute all to do dakwah. Alhamdulillah. So that is the initial move. But then now, alhamdulillah, when a few of our volunteers graduated and all that, so we have our business arm. We have more than 48 companies who are doing business, but 18 are inshallah very active. So our alhamdulillah, please make dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Our revenue is around 50 to 70 million. So this is how we manage to do dakwah, sustain the dakwah. Alhamdulillah. So I would like to suggest to all of you also, inshallah, this is what I'm saying. One of the things that we try to develop the youth is not only social work, even though there's a portion of social work there, but also doing business, because this is the sunnah of Rasulullah SAW. Rasulullah SAW, when he developed the Sahaba, the thing that Rasulullah SAW guide them is doing business. He was also a very successful entrepreneur. Rasulullah SAW was also a very successful entrepreneur. He was married with the most successful entrepreneur woman in Makkah, Khadijah radhiyallahu anha. So he trained Abu Bakr as-Siddiq radhiyallahu anhu. Even though Abu Bakr as-Siddiq doing business before he was Muslim, alhamdulillah. But then with this, Rasulullah SAW, maybe Abu Bakr trained the new Sahaba like Zubair bin Awam. Zubair bin Awam was a millionaire when he was he was only 16 years old. He was a millionaire already.
Can you tell us more about the business model that you spoke about, where you're also making dais become entrepreneurs? Because this is something that we suffer from here as well, and everywhere in the world, where we have to decide between if you want to go for a career or if you want to dedicate ourselves to dawah. How we balance these things out.
That's why I would like to suggest to you, inshallah ta'ala, why don't you gather your friend, and I will inshallah ask my business because we have a team there.
Okay.
We have not less than 18 accountants to manage our financial. Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah. That is all from volunteer. So they do business, but for service for dakwah is free. They charge nothing, but they do business. Meaning to say, like the accountants, they do like the audit company, so they gain money from other people and use that profit not for themselves but for dakwah. Same goes like inshallah. That's why I'm saying we want to buy a ranch and all that, because that is for the sake of business. But then we will inshallah try to benefit, and we try to use the ranch for the sake of dakwah also, inshallah, at the same time. So inshallah, because we have talked with several Musdaf, for instance, they are also very interested to do business. So I think we can inshallah collaborate you with Musdaf and we have a business training. We can do that, inshallah ta'ala. Don't ask how much it will cost, Lord. Please, we don't need your money. We are Muslim, we are brothers, we are sisters, inshallah. You are part of us and we are part of you. So we do this for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Don't ask us how much you want to pay and all that. Please don't ask that. If you want to pay, you just pay. If not, you don't have the money, don't ever pay anything. We will give it freely to you, because actually if we don't do this, we will ask by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
Because this is something very big that people think about. If this aspect is solved, then it will help all the dawah centers and all over the world.
Inshallah.
You know, and then people will choose Dai as a full-time
profession.
So, so maybe even people would be ready to move to Malaysia for a few years to learn these things and then bring them back.
But don't do that. You have to do dakwah to your place. Inshallah, we will come to you. Don't worry. We'll try our best to help. Innama mu'minuna ikhwatun fa aslihu baina akhwaikum. So we have to improve and improvise ourselves, inshallah. Just happen that we have gone through the experience, so we would like to share the experience with all of you. Need not to worry, inshallah. Inshallah.
You should be studying your experience.
I have no experience in it. This is just as a very small thing I'm doing, so that وَمَنْ يَعْمَلْ مِثْقَالَ ذَرَّةٍ خَيْرًا يَرَهُ. This is just not even an atom. Maybe smaller than that, but I hope in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah will give me forgiveness. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will bless me. So please make dua for me, and my family. This is my wife. It just happened that we have 8 children. Alhamdulillah. Only 8. My first son is doing business. He is a mechanical engineer. His wife is doing PhD in geology, petrol science. My second son, belated second son, he was doing his medical in Egypt, just because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala loved him more. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala took him. He had 2 daughters, now living in Indonesia. He married with Indonesian. My third daughter and her husband is in New Zealand, so they manage the dakwah in New Zealand, and also while doing the PhD and all that in industrial engineering. His husband is electrical engineer. And my fourth daughter is in Egypt with Sada. Pardon? In Istanbul. Sada doing master in food production engineering. What? Food?
Sustainable food system.
Sustainable engineering.
So that she's your daughter,
No. My daughter with her, they are doing umrah, coming back tonight. My fifth son is a doctor, just graduated. So I want to send him to inshallah Australia, because in Australia the progress there are very good. So we want to send him there to do dakwah, and because he have done business in his high school era also. When he was in high school, he did business and all that. So he has some experience in doing business. So we hope that he can manage the business in Australia and do dakwah. My sixth daughter is still doing his her third year in medical. She doesn't want to go anywhere, so maybe she will stay in Malaysia only. My seventh daughter just finished high school. I'm persuading her to go to New Zealand with her sister to help dakwah there and to do his maybe in data science engineering. I have no children that focusing in religious study, but alhamdulillah my daughter and my all inshallah have some portion of Al-Quran that they memorize, alhamdulillah, and keen to do dakwah. Okay, anything else that I can share with all of you, inshallah ta'ala?
Do you have any collaboration with Al-Khadim? Do you have any collaboration with Al-Khadim? Al-Khadim.
Khadim.
Yes.
Oh, Hussein Yi. Alhamdulillah. No, alhamdulillah. Hussein Yi, he graduated from Madinah, but they do a lot of dakwah to Chinese Muslim Chinese, and they are doing a very tremendous work. Alhamdulillah. So, like me, I'm approaching the Chinese Muslims from China. But like Ustaz Hussein Yi, he approached the Chinese in Malaysia. But like me, I'm approaching the Chinese Muslim from China who stayed in Malaysia. So we are collaborating with them. And inshallah, my next step is to collaborate with the Chinese Muslim from China to do dakwah to the Chinese Muslim. Because one of the failure in Malaysia is actually we don't do dakwah to the Chinese. We just hate the Chinese. We develop hatred in our heart towards Chinese. We don't do dakwah. So I want to inshallah try my best to correct all these things. So but if you use Malay to do dakwah to the Chinese, it's quite difficult because the Chinese also have their own what they call like mental block towards Malay. So that's why I'm using the Chinese Muslim from China, so that they will talk with their own language. Maybe they know the culture more. Yes, inshallah, I'll try my best. We are trying our best. Please make dua. Inshallah.
How about the Philippines, Vietnam, Cambodia, those Thailand?
We have no collaborators. If there's collaborators who willing to collaborate with us, inshallah, will come. Like in Japan, there's one NGO that approached us, even though the NGO at the end of the day never collaborate with us, but they are the one who invite us to go to Japan. So we are suggesting to him to do dakwah like this, and he did not agree. So alhamdulillah, let him do his dakwah work. We are trying our best to do our dakwah. So we don't want to fight. If you don't agree with us, laisa mushkilah, you do your work, and we don't fight. We have a great relation with him up until now, but he never collaborate with us in terms of that. Because we don't want to fight. We just want to do that. That's all. So if you don't agree with us, alhamdulillah, waluna a'maluna walakum a'malukum. La hujjata bainana wa bainakum. So don't ever fight, because fighting will bring you only losses. So I would like to advise, don't ever fight with anyone, especially with the government. You will lose. You will completely lose. Inshallah. Don't worry. No question asked. Even though how kafir the government, yes, still you have to use strategy to get close to them, and then inshallah work with them. Like New Zealand, they what they call they permits LGBT. We know that is one of the laknah from Allah Subhanahu Wa Taala, but that is their government. Like Ireland also, the second country that allows same gender marriage. First is New Zealand, second is Ireland. But we try our best to work with the government because we want to do dakwah. They do whatever they want to do. But at the same time, we try to show them what is the akhlaq of Islam, inshallah. So they know, oh, why Islam prohibits LGBTs. This is why. So we don't have to explain with the akhlaq we are showing them. They will get to know, inshallah, one day. Please make dua. So this is the strategy we are using, inshallah. Inshallah. Al-Khadim is very good, alhamdulillah. Ustaz Hussein is
relationship with them.
but then, oh, you are very close to them. Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. Please do da'wah with them. They are very good.
Collaborated for some.
Oh, you are using your organization.
Yes.
This organization. Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. He came to Turkey already.
He came many times.
Oh,
He's a good friend of mine.
oh, alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. Graduated from Madinah.
Yes.
Ustaz Singhi graduated from Madinah.
Are you also collaborating with Dr. Zakir Naik in Malaysia?
We approached him, but he refused to collaborate with us because he focused more on to bring kafir to Islam.
Okay.
We are suggesting to him, why don't after you invite them to Islam, why don't we develop them? So he said, that is your work, not mine. Okay. Fine. No worries at all. Inshallah. You do your work, we will do our work. Inshallah. Alhamdulillah, we met with him several times also. Because he lives in Putrajaya. Very near. Our center is in Shah Alam. Our headquarters in Shah Alam, nearby. Alhamdulillah. But Dr. Zakir Naik do not do dakwah in Malaysia. Alhamdulillah, the government of Malaysia just protect him from the government of India. Alhamdulillah.
But how do you suggest dawah can be done in a place where, like India, where even there is like prohibitions on doing dawah? If you openly do dawah, finish.
For me, brother, inshallah ta'ala, like there are certain parts of India that still accept Islam, like Kerala and all that.
Kerala and Hyderabad.
For me, I may be wrong.
Okay.
Muslims should all gather there. Unite your strength and preserve Islam there, inshallah ta'ala. For me, I may be wrong. But for me, when you are scattered, you will be inshallah bullied by the kafir. So that's why Rasulullah SAW at a certain stage, Allah SWT asked him to hijrah, to move to Madinah, because we want to combine and unite our strength. So for me, like in India, you have to teach that kufar. So because in India, brother, alhamdulillah, Muslim tends to empower the economy. If you do not know, more than 60% of economy in India is controlled by Muslim. But like I said, some of the everywhere, some of those who are very rich, they forget about Islam.
As soon as they get money, they forget Allah.
Yeah, that's why. But there are some, inshallah, I would really like to believe there are some rich people are still, inshallah, concerned about Islam. So that's why they better move to Kerala and then strengthen Islam there. That is my opinion. I may be wrong. Because we cannot do anything. They kill all the Muslim in Delhi, and because that is where the area they are most powerful. But in Kerala, the southern area, still, alhamdulillah, they accept Islam. They live peacefully with Islam, with Muslim, alhamdulillah. You're from?
I'm from Hyderabad.
Oh,
That's right. So yeah, alhamdulillah, in places like Hyderabad, Muslims have political power, economic power, and different things.
Alhamdulillah.
But outside Hyderabad, it's like, you know what you see in the news.
Yeah. I never. I just went to India, but no dakwah. If you have any NGOs that are willing to do collaboration with her,
I have many. I can connect you with them. There's many people in India who are looking into dawah, and they're trying dawah in different ways. There's also Maulana Kaleem Siddiqui, if you've heard about him. He converted approximately 100,000 people to Islam, and then he got jail. So he started converting people inside the jail. MashaAllah. So his student came to our center, his students visited us, and we spoke to them about how they're doing dawah. So like in India it's more secretive because the main, like there's many people who even they became Muslims but it's not public yet. Like I have friends who became Muslims like 17-year-old, 18-year-old and they didn't tell their family.
They never reveal their
so there's like more Muslims in India that we can imagine. Alhamdulillah.
Now, statistically, how many percent of Indian population is Muslim?
Statistically, it is 17%.
17, 17.
Statistically, but on ground reality, it's much more than that.
Let's say 20. If 20% means 260 million.
260 million.
Subhanallah, the biggest Muslim
bigger
community.
Than Indonesia, yes.
Bigger than Indonesia. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi
Like there's many organizations, maybe you know about Jamaat Islami Hind and
yeah,
they're also involved in dawah, but they're not doing it openly. They're doing it in a secret way. Like they organized Visit My Mosque programs and they have different, community. How do they say it? Cultural exchange type programs where they try to give dawah in those programs.
How about internally for the Muslim youth? Do they do any intensive program to instill the understanding?
So different organizations have different methods.
You
have Tablighi Jamaat, of course, who like take you and go for 3 days.
That's a Jamaat Tabligh.
The Jamaat Tabligh, and then organizations like Jamaat Islami and Jamiat Ulama, they have like tarbiyati camps. They have like weekly ijtimas and programs. They're very active.
Like us, we conduct weekly meeting. We call it halaqah. There where we try to instill the understanding. Weekly. Because وَكُنُوا رَبَّانِيِّينَ بِمَا كُنْتُمْ تُعَلِّمُونَ الْكِتَابَ وَبِمَا كُنْتُمْ تَدْرُسُونَ. So the words being used by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is another present continuous tense. So the process cannot be stopped. You have to continue. Like me, myself, even though I'm involved in this kind of da'wah for 35 years, still I have my own halaqah, weekly halaqah. I have to be very disciplined. But then, that's the foundation. Wabima kuntum tadrusun, and also you are not only teaching, but you have to learn continuously. So that is the concept we are using, inshallah, in our organization also, inshallah. Wallahu alam, anything else? Any suggestion?
How about the part of Europe? Do you have any cooperation or any experience?
For the time being, no. Because if you go to Europe, the organization are not European. They are Pakistani. Arab, Pakistani, and
most of the dawah organizations in Europe, they're not really Islamic organizations, they're cultural Muslim organizations.
How about Albanians and Bosnians?
Pardon? Bosnia. We never go to Bosnia. Yeah. If you have, inshallah, any collaborators that
I have connections in Bosnia.
Let's do it together. We are willing to do anyway. But please, if you are doing it for like what our brothers here, you are doing not Islamic dakwah but cultural dakwah. Once again, waluna a'maluna walakum a'malukum. You do your dakwah. We don't want to fight. You just do your dakwah. Inshallah, we'll appreciate. We'll inshallah we'll never disturb you. But to ask us to collaborate now, because for us we want to do Islamic dakwah. Meaning to say, in your masjid, everybody can come. Not only Pakistan, not only Bangladesh, not only Arab. Every youth should come, and we integrate together, we mingle together, and we have to think how to deliver dakwah to ourselves and to other people. If you agree to do that, inshallah, we can collaborate. But if you are thinking about, cannot, this masjid was built by us. This is all our money. Okay. Thank you. Good. Continue your. Don't stop. Because if at least there are some benefit for the Pakistani or for the Bangladeshi, isn't it? So don't ask them to stop, because if you try to instill your ideology, you will fight with him. So for us, Alhamdulillah, you are doing a very good work. Continue, please continue, and please be better from time to time. If you why you don't collaborate with us? Are we not good? Oh yes, you are very good. So why you are not collaborating with us? Because we are better. That's meaning to say.
You should come to Kosovo or Albania any day.
Inshallah, if you have the NGOs there, or you have a person that inshallah really open to listen to us and collaborate with us, we are willing to do, inshallah. Like I would say, this is not my da'wah, sister. This is our da'wah. We should do it together, inshallah. We have no barrier, like race barrier, language barrier. You don't talk English, never mind. We don't care. As long as you want to practice Islam, you are our brothers. Even though we cannot communicate, we just shake our hand and note. Enough. As long as you La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah, you are our brothers. That is our principle. That's why we are not focusing on only Malaysian students. Because if we invite only Malaysian students, we will inshallah trap in that culture. You only communicate, cakap Melayu. Oh, you are very happy because you can talk Malay, even though you are in Istanbul. But that's the only thing you can do. But like this, I'm very happy to see different kind of faces, not only Jawa faces. Alhamdulillah. So this is Islam. Ya ayuhan nas inna khalaqnakum min dzakarin wa untha wa ja'alnakum syu'uban wa qabaila lita'arafu. We come to know each other. Alhamdulillah. And then the most important thing, inna akramakum indallah atqakum. So the most honored person is those who are the most pious. So this is our duty. We develop pioneers and we develop iman and taqwa in our heart, so that inshallah we are very honored by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is the most important thing. Not I'm from Malaysia, you are from Indonesia. There's nothing great coming from Malaysia. There's nothing great coming from Indonesia. There's nothing great. You are an Arab. There's a lot of Arab. If you ask in Egypt, they make a survey in Egypt where Al-Azhar is there. They make a survey in one university, Cairo University. They ask the student, what is the pillars of Iman? They cannot mention. How many pillars of Iman? They cannot even answer the question, even though they are living in Egypt. So what is the what they call the greatness of being an Arab if you cannot even know what is the pillars of Iman, pillars of Islam? So that's why inshallah, once again, I'm very happy to meet all of you, because I've met all kind of faces that alhamdulillah I know we are proclaiming the same statement. What is that? La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah. So we can work together. No problem, inshallah. Please make dua for us, inshallah. We'll try our best.
You also make dua for us, inshallah.
Amin, amin. Anything else? You are from Albania. You are from Bosnia.
Kosovo.
Oh, Kosovo. Kosovo is not too many. The percentage of Muslim is less, isn't it, compared to the Kufar? Because Bosnia, the Muslim is more than
Kosovo is vice versa.
Pardon?
Almost full Muslims in Kosovo.
Oh, really?
98%.
Oh, Muslim.
But not practicing, as you mentioned before.
Don't mention about practicing. We discuss about numbers first. then only inshallah, how we want to make the number, not only numbers, and not like what been said by Rasulullah SAW. Kalau ghusal was said, they are like bubbles in the at the sea. Muslim nowadays is just like bubbles, like what been said by Rasulullah. So don't. Please, once again, for me, don't ever care about that. Our duty is how to make the bubbles to be inshallah matter. And we inshallah with our da'wah we will develop the Muslim to be matter, not only bubbles, inshallah. We'll try our best, inshallah. We make doa. Allah will help. In Tansurullah, yansur. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will help, inshallah.
We have Maghrib in 5 minutes.
Pardon?
Maghrib.
Oh, Maghrib. Oh,
5
okay,
minutes.
okay.
Can you share your contact information with us?
This is the boss in Turkey. You better, inshallah, contact our. I'm just a slave. That is the boss. So I'm just doing what is being ordered by boss. Okay, boss, you give the contact number. If you see my DP in WhatsApp, my DP is actually slave of Allah, servant to da'wah. So I'm just a slave of Allah and servant to da'wah. Whenever you order me to do da'wah, inshallah, I'm ready, inshallah. Sami'na wa ata'na, inshallah.
Do you have any collaborations in Iran?
Iran, no. For the time being, no. We have a lot of work to do still because we have no. If I don't mention the name of the country, so it means I might not have no collaborations. But inshallah, in the near future, we will go to Russia. Alhamdulillah, collaborators calling for us. So we'll try our best to present what we are doing. So if they like to collaborate, alhamdulillah. If no,
Do you have a website that we can see?
yes, my financial. If you type my financial, but all in English. Ada ke dalam Arabic? No, I'm asking.
Just the profile, the PDF.
Oh, so.
I just want to ask if you can give us advice, like, I mean, if you want to do dawah individually, I mean, if we are not a part of any foundation, and sometimes we have to do dawah, and which kind of advice can you give?
Actually, sister, when you do da'wah, you are not alone. You will never walk alone, Liverpool. But in da'wah, that's the case. You will never walk alone. When you do da'wah, you have jama'ah already. At least we are your jama'ah. Those who are doing da'wah is your brother and sister. So don't feel alone. Okay. You are asking me if in one country I'm the only one who are doing da'wah. All my brothers and sisters are quite far away. What should I do first? So I would like to suggest to you, like what I've said just now, don't ever leave the weekly session. Like when we send Brother Hamza to come here to do his master degree in engineering, still he has to commitment with the weekly meeting online. So inshallah, you will never feel alone. So after that, you have inshallah bond with those who are doing da'wah. Then only inshallah try to approach people who wants to do da'wah or to come close to Islam. So what is the strategy? You please come and perform salah in masjid. Why? Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said very clear, innama yu'miru masajidallahi man amana billah. Those who come to masjid, inshallah he has at least a small portion of iman in his or her heart. So that's why just perform salah in masjid, then you will meet the sisters who are also inshallah. Even though maybe you have come maybe 10 times, 11 times, you only meet old people, but maybe the 12th time when you come, you will meet a young man, young one, that you can invite inshallah to do da'wah with you. So when you invite him to do da'wah, what is the important thing to do? Once again, the weekly session. So that inshallah we can instill the understanding, we can inshallah develop our iman and taqwa together. So that is my advice. Don't worry. Don't ever feel you are alone. You are with us inshallah. Wherever you go. In Africa we have more than 10 countries where we do alhamdulillah social work. And we have collaborators there, alhamdulillah. You're from Africa, isn't it? Yeah. Which country?
Comoros Islands.
Comoros Islands.
It's next to Madagascar.
Comoros Island.
Oh,
It's a country.
Canada. There's one guy in Al Azhar that came to our session. He's from. He claimed himself from Cameroon. Is it? See?
Cameroon. It's Comoros Island.
Oh, so he's from Cameroon.
Just a beautiful island, by the way.
Oh, he's an island.
Yeah.
Where exactly is the island?
It's located between Mozambique and Madagascar.
Oh, Madagascar. So the east part. Inshallah.
We're all Muslim.
Alhamdulillah. Maybe one day I can come there, inshallah, to hunt. I like to hunt. My hobby is like hunting, but my job is da'wah.